So this is my second day back after my trip to Australia, and I must admit, yesterday I had such big holiday blues. It was like, for work, just do not want to be here. And I'm like, of course you're going to have that, because it was such an amazing trip, and that's kind of the issue with having such an amazing holiday for almost a month. How the hell do you come back to society and do a 9 to 5, basically? You know, it feels completely wrong to do that. And it's like, oh, I want that life forever when I was on holiday. Obviously, that's what everyone thinks. And, you know, I was spending all day wondering, why are we like that? Why do we have this system? Why is it so hard to get out of it? And is it necessary, basically? But hopefully, well, I don't know if it's hopefully. The thing is, I don't know if it's just the holiday blues or it's like gonna change me, gonna stick with me and be like, you know, we want that forever. And the issue with that is it's tough to do that, and it's stepping out into the world and going, I'm gonna switch it up. And I don't think I'm brave enough to do that. So I think it will just be holiday blues and we'll get back into the rhythm of things. But it's difficult. It's difficult to put your finger on what's actually happening. Because when you go on, well, for me, when I go on holiday, I don't use my phone. Like this holiday, I'll talk through it. I only used my phone to film things. We had little scrolls back in the hotel or whatever, but I only used my phone to film things and to edit the videos and stuff like that. You know, we didn't have time to go on our phones, realistically. And that's a completely different life. You know, one of the first, well, not the first things, but when I got home, it was early in the morning. Obviously, I had the full day. One of the first things I did with my time was I just did a massive scroll, catching up on all the news I've missed because I've not been on the phone, and probably half an hour of it. And after it, I put my phone down and thought, it's literally taking your soul. It almost has no value in it, which is crazy. And I thought, you know, that's a little 1% of why you feel so good on holiday. For me, anyway. I'm not on my phone. And you come back and you do that. And another little 1% thing is nature. Where we are surrounded by nature. We're actually actively going and looking for nature, looking for dolphins, looking for turtles. You know, we're kayaking in the sea. We're doing hikes and walks and stuff like that. And you're surrounded by nature. And for me, I always love nature, and I always know it benefits me more than anything. So I get this different energy just inside. Even if I'm in a mood that day, it feels like a different day when you're surrounded by what you're surrounded by. When your focus is, you know, nature, or even in the subconscious, it's nature. You know, you're walking around, you're just surrounded by trees. You know, you're in was in a bloody rainforest at one point, the oldest rainforest in the world. How can you not feel great being in that? You know, and it's a tricky one because obviously you're on holiday and you're doing everything that you love and you've packed it full of great things and highs after highs after highs. So it's difficult to obviously compare it to your life when you get back off holiday. But another 1% that happens on holiday is also sort of the environment that you're in. I found that Australia just wasn't negative. At least the people I was around, and don't get me wrong, I weren't socialising that much with everyone else. But just the vibe you get was a bit more positive. It was a different world over there. I would class it as a paradise. Everywhere most places we went, it felt like a paradise. Which, again, of course, it's going to make you have holiday blues. And it's going to make you want it forever. And I wonder if it is possible to have that all the time, or do you get used to it? In my head, I'm like, yeah, you would just get used to it. And then you're going to be craving for more and more. And have I enjoyed this holiday so much? Because I've had almost a desensitized week for months. For months since the last holiday. Because you had a bit of a boring job, you bit of a repetitive job, a system in place where you're like, every day we get up at this time, we're doing stuff that we don't like crave to love. I don't mind my job. I don't love it necessarily. Like, I love traveling. And I wonder if you need one to have the other. If you're having such an amazing time all the time, would you get on holiday and not have as high of a high? I wonder. Because I did get there, and at first I was a bit like, this is great, but it could be much better, because when I get home, I know my life is great. And it's like, people asking me, would you move there? The more I'm home, the more I'm like, yeah, I would absolutely move there. But the thing it's missing is your family and your friends. It's the people. And for me, that's a massive thing in my life, is having the people that you love around you. And I almost kind of think nothing is worth trading for that. Because you might move over there and environment's great, work, your life's great, but you're not sharing it with people. Don't get me wrong, I'd be sharing it with my girlfriend, and that was amazing as well. And that was another 1% on holiday, is the people you're spending your time with. And you can't get it better you can't have it better when you love someone and you're just spending all your time with them. Of course, we argue and we bicker, but as a whole, it's absolutely amazing to share these experiences with someone like that. In fact, they were that amazing, I just wanted to share them with everyone. I just wanted everyone I know to be here and do what we was doing. That's how great it was. And these little things add up, and I'm almost like, if you ever moved over there, or if you ever kept getting that sort of high, you're gonna keep chasing it. I come back, and the first day I'm like, I want to be back. You're just chasing the next high, and it's difficult because it was so great. And yesterday I'm trying to think about how do we manage these thoughts? How do we look at them and go, this is how we should be thinking? And it's so difficult, because I don't want to be chasing that next high. I know the solution isn't chase the next high, but then mix it with, but what do you want your life to be? Another thing, another little 1% that changes how you live when you're over there and when you're traveling, for me, is just vitamin D. It's just sunshine. And, heat. When you're in England and it's freezing, I mean, it's 1 degree now, but it's been -6 while we've been away. And it makes you go, yeah, I want the 35-degree heat. I want the sunshine. And like I said, especially for me, I work indoors all day. I wake up in the winter, in the dark, and I drive home in the dark. And I don't really get any sunlight, if I'm honest. It's almost like a night shift. Because I don't take a break outside at work, and where I'm working, we don't really have windows. You don't see daylight. And it's like, is this just another thing where it's not you need to change your full life and you need to make a big step and move countries? Is it just that you need these little things that impact you so massively? I know I need to spend more time in nature, but it's quite hard in this country, especially in the winter, to enjoy it as much. and sunlight. Yes, it's great in summer. That's the thing. This country's great in summer. So, but also, is it great in summer because you have the winter? I always think about that. I always think about the opposite side. Is it because you've got that negative that you appreciate the positive so much? But yeah, holiday blues is such a strange feeling. It makes you want to completely change your life. But yesterday I was just debating, is that even the answer though? Moving across the world and living somewhere that's literally paradise. Is it possible? In my head tells me it's not possible, because you're always going to have a bit of turbulence in your life, a bit of struggle. You need it a little bit, I think. I'm not fully set on that, but I think you need it. And I was also thinking about, while I was away, a lot of the times I'm so wrong in what I'm talking about, and I'm just blabbering on. And I keep feeling so much comfort in that. And this morning I was thinking, the more you admit you were in the wrong, it's almost like the better your life gets. Because you admit you were wrong. You then just focus on, well, what's the solution? How do I make this next thing better? And, a lot of the time people have this mindset of blaming others. And I absolutely do it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not that person who takes credit for everything and says when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Absolutely not. But I notice in other people that if they keep blaming others and saying they're not wrong, they have no opportunity and no chance to improve when they are actually wrong. And it's kind of a blessing that I can see when I'm filming these videos that I am wrong, in a sense. And almost I look at it as like, some of the thoughts I'm saying are wrong, but it's just the start of the thought. It's just the process of figuring out what it is. And that's why I'm okay with being wrong. Just like with this feeling of having holiday blues, I also get the feeling, like I said, of, right, we need to change our life completely and go live in paradise. To me, I have a sense that even though it feels amazing and I want to do that and I want to live life every day, part of me goes, is it right? And for me, that's what life's about. It's debating and it's figuring out which of these two options, I guess, is the right one. And realistically, the answer is both are the right one. Both get you wherever you want to be. And all that matters is that you are living, and that's where you are. And as long as you keep going, and as long as you're at peace with your life, I think that's okay. But it does, situations like traveling for almost a month does just switch your mindset, make you see that, also life isn't that serious. Life isn't that deep. Life doesn't need to be such a rush. Life doesn't need to be go, go, go all the time. And then when you get back into your home and your normal routine of life, you lose that. And I know I'll lose that. And I know I'll lose the fact that life doesn't have to be so rushed. It can be steady. But your ego always is wanting more and more, and wanting you to be better, or wanting me to be better and stuff like that. But yeah, just some interesting, weird feelings as I've come back off traveling. I mean, I absolutely love it. I do love it. Wish I could do it more, but we'll see. We'll see how life pans out. Life can't be perfect. You can't get everything that you want instantly all the time. You got to be a bit patient. And if that's how it works out, that's how it works out, that I can do that if I figure it out. But again, there's no rush, because I'm still getting what I want. I'm still experiencing that traveling. And that's what you got to think. You got to at least sit and appreciate what you've done, not think of the next holiday and think, right, how do I change my life to get that again? Sure, that's well and good, but don't forget to be like, what have I just done? That was amazing. And sit and appreciate and think about it. Because, I'm so lucky to have been able to have done that. It's ridiculous. But yeah, peace.